Hi everyone, I have a 50 things you didn't know about me video for you today. I am trying out new lighting. I got new lighting for my photos for my blog, so I figured I might as well just try that lighting for my videos. So that's why the lighting is slightly different. I'm keeping the background the same because I kind of like the background. I really like Christmas lights, so that's why I'm keeping the background. But I have my 50 things for you guys to know about me. It's on my phone, so that's why I'm gonna be looking a lot down in this video. Wow, that was a struggle for me to say. Number one, I can't handle. Number one, I can't even like speak right now. I shouldn't be doing this video. Number one, I can't handle people that walk slow. I just can't do it. If I am at school and I'm in a hallway and I'm trying to get somewhere, you walking slow in front of me is like not. It's just not on. You're not gonna make it onto my favorites list of people. Like, I just will, I would rather walk all the way around the building at my speed than have to be stuck behind someone that like walks slow. Number two, I like Brussels sprouts. I kind of stole that one from Miss Hollyberries because she's the one that tagged me to do this. Which I normally say that in my intro, but yeah, she's the one that tagged me to do this, and she said that, mentioned that in her video, and it's like, oh yeah, I actually do really like Brussels sprouts. I really like Brussels sprouts. But I don't like Reese's peanut butter cups. That's my third fact. I don't like Reese's peanut butter cups. I don't like the combination of chocolate and peanut butter. I am very picky with my chocolate, but I do really like Brussels sprouts. Number four, I used to be a Girl Scout. I was a brownie for 2 years and then I quit because I didn't have time. While applying to colleges, I really kind of regretted that because a lot of people that I was in the Girl Scout troop with had a lot of like Girl Scout community service stuff that they could list, and I didn't have any of that because all I did was swim. So yeah. Kind of regret quitting, but anyway, in tangent to being a Girl Scout, number four, I don't like Samoas because I don't like coconut. I don't like the taste of shaved coconut onto things. I don't really like coconut milk all that much. I really, really like Thai iced teas though. Number six, spelling mistakes make me want to slap somebody, and that actually says that on my phone. Spelling mistakes, like, I consciously in my videos, I know that if I in a caption or something once in a while, if I make a mistake, it really bothers me. So I like consciously go out to make sure that I spell people's names right, spell products right, spell things correctly, and I also try to pronounce them correctly, but I know that's a little bit more of a lost cause. But when you spell something incorrectly, it drives me insane, especially teachers on their syllabus. Like, if they spell something correctly, that's their job. Like, they're there to teach you something and they spell it incorrectly, especially for like an English class, is just, it's like, it's a thing for me I don't understand. Number seven, I don't watch baseball or football. I watched the World Series for baseball because I am from the Bay Area, and I thought it was appropriate that I watched the World Series because the Giants won, but I don't watch baseball or football. Same with the Super Bowl. I watched the Super Bowl because the 49ers were there, but I don't actively go out and watch baseball or football because I find baseball actually incredibly boring because it's really slow, and football, I actually like it, but I don't follow it, so. Same with basketball, like I don't watch basketball. Number eight, I competitively swam for 14 years. Number nine, I am allergic to chlorine. Kind of is in tangent with the whole I swam for 14 years thing. I am actually allergic to chlorine. I get like a itchy rash if I don't shower off right after I swim. Number 10. When I like something, I get super into it. I will go into phases of things. If you've noticed on this blog, I get into phases of lip products, or I get into phases of eyeshadows or nail polishes. Same with my normal life. I was in a huge Lord of the Rings phase the last 2 months, and it's funny because I actually didn't like Lord of the Rings when it first came out, but then I kind of started liking it, and I like finally admitted it to my friends. I was ready to admit that I liked Lord of the Rings. But yeah, I finally started liking Lord of the Rings, and I went through a huge Lord of the Rings fan. Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, the movies, just everything. Yeah, it's weird. I get into like phases of things really easily. Number 11, I mentioned this in my favorites video, but I have a dibs list with my friends. My friend Kate and my friend Sergio and we have a dibs list, and Sergio's a guy, so he's not that much into this. He gets most of the girls celebrities out there, but basically our dibs list is if whatever celebrity comes up to us and says they want to be our partner for life. Kate and I have dibs on a lot of different ones, so if she says it's okay, like I have Eddie Redmayne on my dibs list. If he comes up to me and is like, hey, I want to marry you, and for whatever reason, like I would ever say no, I say no, then she's allowed to. So yeah, we have this whole dibs list and it's got like a million people on it, and it's pretty in-depth. Number 12, I can't not Google the end of a movie. I am one of those people that has to know everything. I don't like surprises. I don't like scary movies. And through that, I just decided at one point or another that I would just Wikipedia the plot of every movie that I go to so that I know what happens. I don't like not knowing things. And yeah, that's kind of why I get in. I think it's another reason why I get into phases of things, especially with movies. I like watching the same movie over and over again because I like to know what happens in the end of a movie. And it's funny because in Gossip Girl once, Nate said that about Blair, and I'm like, that's me. I love watching the same movie over and over again. I love knowing what's gonna happen. So I'm one of those people, and Sergio hates that, but whatever. Number 13, I like knowing things. If I don't know it, I won't say it. At work, I'm that person that people think that knows everything, but I don't know everything. I just don't comment on things that I don't know about, if that makes any sense. Number 14, I am super competitive on certain things. I like always being right. This is more like of a friend thing, between friends. Like Sergio and I get into these really ridiculous arguments sometimes because I hate being wrong. So like we'll like argue about stupid things, and like I'll keep going until he admits that I'm right. And 99% of the time I'm right anyway, and he knows it. So yeah, I am super competitive about arguments. Number 15, my favorite band is the Beatles, and my second favorite band is the Rolling Stones, and then it's Britney Spears. I also mentioned this in my favorites video. I was talking to Sergio about how in the last week I was going through a Beatles phase, and his comment back to me was, you mean your entire life? Because my entire life has literally been a Beatles phase. I love the Rolling Stones too. They're amazing. Britney Spears is third, top 3 favorite, because I grew up with Britney Spears. I love her. And I think Elton John would be up there too, but the Beatles are definitely number 1 in my musical realm of like. Number 16, I have destroyed 2 iPhones. Not proud about it. My first iPhone 4, I dropped it while I was doing laundry and it just shattered. And it was really sad, and I posted a picture of it on Twitter when it happened. I got a replacement. There was a tiny crack in my replacement before I got an upgrade. I didn't count that as destroying one. And then I got the iPhone 5, and 3 weeks into having the iPhone 5, I dropped it outside of Sergio's house and shattered it. I have Best Buy insurance though, so I was able to get a replacement for it, so this is technically my second iPhone 5 because I have destroyed one already. I don't know why I keep getting iPhones, because I should clearly not have one, but yeah, that happens. Number 17, I like cheesy teen novels and shows. I am a total sucker for cheesy teen novels. This stack of books over here that you guys have probably seen in a couple of videos, that is an entire stack of teen novels that all have to do with the fact that I read The Hunger Games, and I totally was sold and had to read books that were very similar to it. So these are all books from Barnes & Noble, from that like bestseller teen section. Number 18, I am 100% Japanese and I am fluent in Japanese. Number 19, I rooted for Canada in the Winter Olympics hockey final. Yeah, I'm not a very good American, sorry. Number 20, I have never been to a Carl's Jr., a Chick-fil-A, or a Dunkin' Donuts because they're not in my area. Well, actually there is a Carl's Jr. in my area, I've just never been to one. Number 21, I hate the smell of fresh cut grass. I hate it. It smells minerally and metallic and I just don't like it. Number 22, I don't like avocados. It's a texture thing. I just don't like the way it feels in my mouth, which is probably one of the greatest statements that you could ever take out of context. Number 23, Pocahontas is my favorite Disney princess. Pocahontas came out when I was in kindergarten and there is a picture of my kindergarten class and pretty much every single girl is dressed up as Pocahontas except for maybe 2. There was a black cat and some other Disney princess. But I thought I was really cool because I had actually black hair and everyone else had to have a wig. So I thought I was the best. Number 24, my favorite animals are wolves and sea otters. The background of my phone is a wolf. And sea otters are adorable. Who doesn't like sea otters? Number 25, I am a terrible gardener. My mom was actually a farmer growing up in Japan, and that just did not get relayed to me genetically. Number 26, my first CD was Mozart in the Morning. I grew up listening to the Beatles and classical music because my parents listened to the Beatles and classical music. So my dad took me to Tower Records once and I got my very first CD and it was Mozart in the Morning and I was very, very excited about it. Number 27, I wanted to be blonde in 4th grade. Going back to the whole Britney Spears thing, I was super into Britney Spears and I am Asian and I don't know, for some reason that just didn't click in my mind that I was not the same ethnicity as her, so I totally went through like a phase in my mind where I was like, I need to be a blonde, and then in 5th grade I realized I would look absolutely ridiculous with blonde hair. Number 28, I have pierced ears. I have 2 piercings in each ear. I got my first piercings in 5th grade for graduation. I got my second ones in sophomore year of high school. Yeah, I got my ears pierced kind of late compared to a lot of people, especially people in my area, but I don't know. It's not like you're really missing much as a 5th grader. So yeah. Number 29, I would rather be in cold weather than hot weather. This used to be completely opposite when I was more into swimming because it was nicer to swim in hot weather, but now that I think about it and as an adult with like rational thought, I would rather be in cold weather than hot weather. The clothes are comfier, the food is more delicious, and things are better when it's cold. I'm not a big hot weather person, and it's so funny because half of these things are like, you live in California, the avocados thing and like the weather thing, like I am very well aware that I live in the Bay Area and have like resources to get really good produce and great weather, but I don't know, I just feel like I don't belong here sometimes. Number 30, it makes me really mad. I will read this verbatim for you. It makes me mad that it's hot where I live in October through February and cold June through September, and it's because I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. It gets foggy pretty much every morning, but then it burns off and it's like super hot. But in the months like this year, it has been really, really hot. October through basically now. We've had like 4 days of rain. And then I know this summer is just going to be cold June through September. It's just going to be like foggy. It's annoying. 31, I don't believe in Valentine's Day. I just don't believe in it as a holiday. It's a waste of time and money, and I will forever say that. I've had boyfriends during Valentine's Day and I've told them that and I just never got a gift, and I don't really feel bad about it because it's a total gimmick. I don't believe in it. 32, I hated The Notebook and Twilight, and even though I like trashy teen things, I hated Twilight. I didn't like the books. I read all 4 of the books and I saw all 5 of the movies, and I even read the book, The Notebook. I just didn't like The Notebook. It was way too like sappy. Number 33, I hated having short hair. I had short hair for the majority of 7th grade. I basically cut it to like here and it was like highlighted and colored and stuff. My deal with my mom was that I could color it if she got to decide how short it went. It went really short. Not a big fan. It was cute for a 7th grader, but I don't think I'm ever going to cut my hair again that short, so I'm not a big fan of having short hair. I like having long hair. Number 34, I was homecoming queen and yearbook editor my senior year. Not much to say about that, but yes, I was one of those. Number 35, action adventure is my favorite movie genre. I am a big blood, sweat, gore, guns movie type person. Like, if I had to choose between The Departed, The Ring, and any chick flick that you would like to name, or any comedy, I would definitely choose The Departed or Jurassic Park or Indiana Jones or Star Wars or things like that. I'm definitely more of an action movie person versus like a fun movie person, like, you know, comedy chick flick type of movie person. Number 36, I'm sort of obsessed with serial killers and profiling. When I was in 6th grade, CSI became a huge deal. That was when it like first came out, like season 1 and 2, and that's when like everyone was like, oh, this show is amazing. So I got really into it, and I got into this whole like death thing. I thought it was really interesting, so I started reading Patricia Cornwell novels, which were all about a coroner, and got really into that. And then I started watching Criminal Minds and got really into that, and then Zodiac came out through that process, and like my dad and I went to the street in San Francisco where he like killed someone, and I just got like really into serial killers and profiling and reading stuff like that. So I have a lot of like nonfiction books in the bookshelf over there of like serial killer stuff. Not weird at all. It's right there next to my Harry Potter books, which is like next to my shelf of candles, which is next to my movies. So yeah. Number 37, I have never lived outside of California. I was born here. I went to school in UC Santa Cruz for a year, so my 1 year of college where I lived outside of my house, I lived in Santa Cruz, so I've literally not even lived outside of like the Bay Area that much. Number 38, I like to collect things, if you guys couldn't tell from this channel, like hauls, what? I like collecting things. I collect movies, I collect little movie things, Beatles things, nail polish. Number 39, I can't handle when people ask questions that were already answered. I wrote this list out in school, so a lot of these kind of have to do with school, but this happens every time the first week of school. A teacher hands you the syllabus, which literally has the answer to everything procedural in the class. And like, without fail, there is somebody that goes, so when are your office hours? And that's like literally the first line of a syllabus, like office hours. The syllabus literally goes like title of class, teacher, office hours, and just someone always asks questions like that. Number 40, I am not a big fan when people ask me to say something in Japanese. Like, a lot of people do that when they find out I'm fluent in Japanese, and I'm not like the biggest fan of that because it's kind of like all of a sudden I'm a thing for you to play with. Not a big deal, but it's not one of my favorite things to be asked. Number 41, I don't get Rihanna. I think she's really overrated. I don't know. I just don't think she's like that great of a singer, and I feel like people give her much more credit than she's worth. Number 42, I love the Kardashians. Not for Kim though. I love the Kardashians because of Scott. Lord Disick is probably the funniest person I have come across on television in a long time. And after that, Khloe is amazing. Kourtney is amazing. And just, I don't know. I think Scott is the best thing to happen to Kim Kardashian after getting it in the butt. Number 43, I'm a huge comic book fan. I read a lot of comic books. I have like a panel on my wall actually that I painted that I kind of replicated from one of my Batman comic books. So I'm a huge graphic novel and comic book fan. Number 44, I have my own action figure. I was a American Girl of Many Lands girl when I was younger. My dad was an illustrator, so he was given that assignment once to do the cover of the Girls of Many Lands dolls. He actually did 2 covers, and I was one of them because it was for Spring Pearl. It was this Chinese girl. So yeah, I have my own action figure. Number 45, I am a huge fan of Impressionist art. Again, my dad was an illustrator, so we grew up going to a lot of museums and such when I was little, and Impressionism is my favorite period of art, which includes Monet and Manet, etc. It's a really popular like period of art that people like, but Manet is my favorite. Number 46. I was super into ancient Egypt growing up as well. I saw The Mummy when I was like in 4th grade and got really into that, and I like to the point where I talked to the curator of like the Smithsonian and was able to like talk to him about subjects and internships when I was older, and I didn't actually ever get into that, but like I tried to start teaching myself hieroglyphics, and so I was really into ancient Egypt growing up. Number 47, I am completely and totally scared of clowns in the dark. I will fully admit that I'm still scared of the dark because you can't see anything and you don't know what's there. Same with like really deep, murky water. Can't handle it, even if it's in like a lake. I don't know. I just can't handle it. And clowns are just gross. Number 48, my family is actually really small. In terms of contact, my immediate family is really the only people that I talk to. Like, I've met my cousins and such, but they all live in Japan, so I haven't been able to like see them every year like most people do. So yeah, my family is really small. Number 49, my favorite fruit is a strawberry. I love strawberries, and it comes from the fact that when I was little, I was on a team called the Strawberry Seals. And so I kind of like tricked myself into thinking that I really liked strawberries. And then at some point I ended up really actually liking strawberries, and strawberry scented things, strawberry flavored things are always things I end up buying. Kind of like all the strawberry color, flavor, scented things. I tend to gravitate towards those versus other flavors and colors and scents. And number 50, I hate wearing shoes. I'm not a big like shoe wearer. If I could walk around barefoot everywhere, I totally would, even though that's really gross. So I tend to wear flip-flops all the time. I love wearing flip-flops. I live in a perfect place to wear flip-flops all the time. I like having shoes. I have a lot of shoes that I like having and wearing, but I would much prefer just wearing bare feet, or actually, you know what, I would totally wear slippers everywhere if I could. So yeah, those are my 50 facts. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope this video wasn't boring for some of you. This is going to go up on my beauty channel as well as my vlog channel. If you guys haven't subscribed to my vlog channel, I will link that down below if this is my beauty channel, and I will link my beauty channel down below if this is on my vlog channel. I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you guys soon.